Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on Newsx. Our big focus this hour: the central government is on a quest to purge Maoism by the 2026 March. Over the last few months, 300 Maoists have been eliminated and 718 have surrendered across the country. Top leaders such as Basavaraju, Chalapathi, Prayag Manjhi, Gumma Diveli Renuka and Pappu Lohara have been neutralised by our security forces this year alone. Operation Black Forest, which commenced in April, has been a major success. In this one operation alone, 27 dreaded Maoists have been neutralised, 54 arrested and 84 surrendered. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has repeatedly emphasised that the Modi government is resolved to eliminate Naxalism and Maoism. And now it seems that that goal, that dream is almost fructifying into reality. Major Leke Sivach, former Chief Territorial Army, is joining us live. Also with us at this point is B.L. Vora, security expert. P.K. Mishra, additional DG BSF, joins us live. Vicky Nanjappa, journalist, is also with us on the broadcast. Let me make a start with you first, Major Sivach. How successful have operations been this year in tackling Naxalism and Maoism?
You know, there is no denying the fact one of the most successful operations which have been conducted in India is against the Maoist. One couldn't have believed it 15 years back. The biggest problem in India was the Maoist problem, and it was increasing at a very fast pace. But the way it has been handled in last 10 years is very creditable, that now it is shrunk to just about handful of districts. And by March 26, you will find it, the Maoist problem will be totally eliminated. So this has happened due to the multi-pronged strategy which has been adopted by the government. One is the security forces on ground has been very successful in conducting operation. The second thing is that the overreach which has been done by the government, both by the state government and the central government, that has made a tremendous impact. You know, there are a lot of development activities which have taken place. The schools have come up, the roads have come up, the hospitals have come up. So the people have now got the employment. The people now start feeling they are no more who are not being looked after by the government. They came into the mainstream slowly but steadily. Also, the operation which have been now conducted in last about, especially in last about 6 to 7 years, they have been int-based. Real-time intelligence is been taken and sources have been cultivated. And you find that all the operations which have been conducted recently, they have in fact been very successful and managed to kill the top leaders. Now, Basavaraju, who has been killed very recently, he was one of the top leader of the Maoists, that he had a reward of almost 1 crore. So the point today is, I suppose the multi-pronged strategy of the government has really made a lot of difference. And as the things are unfolding now, it seemingly looks possible that by March 2026, we will find it that the Maoist problem will be resolved and will be settled, and they will come into the mainstream. And this will be one of the greatest success of the present government. Uday.
Absolutely. Let me, in fact, quickly take that across to you as well, B.L. Vora. B.L. Vora, you know, what have made operations like Black Forest such a big success? You know, what is that resolve, the strategy, the determination that is leading to this back-to-back success for our forces?
Uday, there's no doubt that it's a great success. And the government, the security forces, everyone deserves compliments from each Indian, as my colleague also just mentioned about it. But let me caution, see, ideologies don't die like this. To say that Maoism will end by March 26, I am not the one who will subscribe to this view. Naxalism has been continuing in this country from 1967. How many decades? Almost 7 decades. And ideologies don't die. Even like Pakistan, for example, just we have carried out this strike inside and we say that now terrorism is over and all. No, it will not. But yes, it can be over, but lot of work is needed on ground. Point is, the basic issues which led to Naxalism is what? Poverty, their social rights, their forest rights, the areas development in those areas, the schooling, the healthcare, there are a lot of issues. See, simultaneously, those issues also have to be addressed, and I believe they have been addressed. What is the job of security forces? To contain violence. Fair enough, everywhere it is. But security forces cannot solve the basic issues. So I think there's a very important need, urgent need, and I'm sure some attention is being paid, but it's a long haul to move into those areas which have been kind of liberated from these guys now, and establish yourself, establish your camps, establish your administration, and look after their rights now, whichever rights they have been demanding for ages. You know, the Forest Right Act 2004, it had created a lot of problems. So I think that also should be taken care of. I'm sure if we take care of all these issues, it will become minimal. Let me give you an example. When I was DGP Tripura in 2002, we had almost finished the insurgency there. But even now, some remnants are there, and NLFT, now again they have surrendered. Nowhere in the world it happens that ideologies die. So yes, going back to what I'm saying, great compliment, but great caution, and a lot of hard work is needed, and it's a long haul. I think we should do it, and I hope that they will do it. Uday.
Okay, let me in fact quickly now also take that across to you, Dr. PK Mishra. Of course, you know, the fact being that this is something which could have happened earlier, but it didn't. Dr. PK Mishra, why didn't it happen earlier? Why finally now, under this Modi government, is this dream of a Maoist-free India being realized? Of course, we're very happy, and we hope that this goal is going to be achieved by next year, by mid next year. But you know, why hasn't this happened earlier, Dr. PK Mishra? One wonders, looking at these back-to-back successes and looking at how these recent operations have resulted in such high casualties on the side of the Naxals.
Yes, Uday, I can well tell you that even Dr. Manmohan Singh, he clearly mentioned that we have to try to finish Naxalism. That is the main drawback in those areas. And in fact, there was a pause. It was a political pause for which I think anti-Naxal operation could not be continued vigorously as it has started after 2016 or 2017. I have gone there. See, after Darbhaghati incident, where B.C. Suklaji was killed and with a lot of Congress leaders, just after a week, I visited Darbhaghati and I was surprised. No development in that area. And the way they embossed Mr. B.C. Shukla and all of them, they escaped to Malkangiri in Odisha through Tulsidogri. I could reach Tulsidogri as a journalist, meeting a lot of Naxalites also en route. And I could know that absolutely there was no communication between these two police forces, Chhattisgarh or Odisha. That was the problem. Then there was no communication between Odisha and Andhra, Odisha and Telangana, Chhattisgarh and Telangana. Things are different now. You see, you go back to Operation Black Forest, you go to KGH. What happened in Karigula Hills? Where 31, they were eliminated out of 31. We had 4 from Telangana. They were the leaders from Telangana. Forget about Basavaraju. It's okay. He was the Secretary General of CPIM. After Ganpati, he took over in 2008. It's okay. He was killed because he was surrounded by 26 or 26. They failed to support him and to allow him to escape. So he was killed. But out of this 31, of course, there were small splinter group where 1 or 2 leaders, they could try to escape. But the success was in KGH. I'll tell you the way it was handled, the way the coordination between CRPF and STF and Cobras and DRGs, they were made in KGH, continued for 24 days operation. This was the first of such time. And the person, I'm telling you, there were 120 bunkers. Just see the way Naxalites and the left-wing extremists, they concentrated. They had logistics, food logistics for 2 years. They had IDs, 4 bunkers for IDs, training and preparation of IDs. They had lit machine to prepare RGL shells and to prepare ammunition. They went to that extent of making it. And that was all totally powdered. And success goes to our CRPF and coordination with Telangana police also and Chhattisgarh police. Everyone they came forward. And then see, about 570 IDs were laid on each track going to that KGH. And all of them, and not a single of them could be blasted. And the boys, they had the information, they had the input. Come back again to Pappu Lohara's case also. Look at the information which has come. The field intelligence is coming very fast now to the troops. How it has happened? Because for the last so many years, the development has taken place. I told you, I have gone to Kanker, I have gone to Abusmar area, I have gone to Narayanpur, I went to Bijapur also. That time and this time when I went just before 6 months, I had been to Kanker area. See the development what Chhattisgarh has done. And I'm very happy that even Jharkhand has come up to that extent. Malkangiri, when you see now the Malkangiri and Chhattisgarh border, that is what a beautiful communication both the state forces are having through the drones and look at the technical development of communication and the roads which were made in Telangana, Odisha and Chhattisgarh and also in Andhra border. It is really fascinating. And I'll tell you, but it's not only communication or the road communication, even the technical upgradation of PP jackets,
Yes.
technical upgradation of our bulletproof jackets and the weapons also. They were taken care into. And see the tribal, mostly the tribals, they are there in that, whether it is Abusmar or whether it is Saranda or whether it is Dandakaranyam. You see what happened in 1971 end when a number of Bangladeshi migrants, they came in Odisha, in those areas, Koraput areas, all those tribals were driven out. And then the Honorable Prime Minister asked Chief Minister of Odisha that remove them from Dandakaran area, the tribals, and ask these Bangladeshi migrants to be settled there. So where those tribals will go?
Okay.
Mr. Bhora was telling
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll come back to you. Let me quickly bring in Vicky Nanjappa as well at this point. Vicky Nanjappa, clearly, of course, these, back-to-back recent successive have boosted the, the morale of the security forces. We hope that more such successful operations will be taking place in the next few weeks as well. According to you, how achievable does that goal of a Maoist-free India by mid-2026 really look like as of now?
I'm actually quite positive that we would see an end of this problem. As told by the Home Minister. The deadline which was fixed by. But as it was rightly pointed out, that the thing is we need to be a little careful after that. We can't just take our eyes off the problem. Because this is not just one warfare which is fought just in the jungles, currently what we are fighting. There is also an ideology which is, lurking around the country, and that is what we need to keep in control. The thought has to be killed also, not just the commanders killed or, the foot soldiers killed. The thought is equally dangerous. So I would say that. And of course, the other thing is that we should not turn our back away from developmental works. I was just reading in Sukma, there was this village, Polampad, in which electricity has returned after 40 years actually for them because of this Naxal problem going down. And the thing is, they used to come and set up electricity, and the Naxals used to come and destroy the grid and make sure that there is no electricity. So the people have started opening their eyes that these people are really anti-development, and we need to take the people along, keep the ideology, completely away. That is where in the cities where all these the ideology lurks around. And also, keep the security very tight. Because post the deadline, what we do in the next 5 to 10 years is going to be very important to keep the problem under check. Uday?
Yes, let me quickly go back across now to Major General Sivach. Major General Sivach, obviously we can't get complacent. These back-to-back, successes for our forces have been very good. They have boosted the morale, but we can't get complacent. We need to continue this. We need to ensure that our Jawans also are secured. so that no attacks on them takes place by these Maoists? What should be now the strategy ahead? What needs to be our priorities ahead in the next few weeks and months in particular? Because this is a crucial period in this fight. The momentum has certainly built up, but we can't get complacent.
Absolutely. Uday, it has to be multi-pronged strategy. Two issues are to be simultaneously handled. One is your operation has to be focused, your intelligence has to be real time, and you have to have a mix of human int as well as the int through the drones as well as by the surveillance devices. Second thing, what you have to be, your forces have to be very well trained, well motivated. Your NIA, which is also coordinating, cooperating between all the states, that is what has made a tremendous difference. There is no difference between A state between B state, Odisha, Chhattisgarh. You know, earlier what they used to do, Maoists used to operate from basically the borders of the state. They used to operate one place and go and basically take shelter there. That is no more there. Intelligence is coming, real-time intelligence, operations are well focused and they are well equipped and troops are being well motivated. Now, when it comes to on ground, how do you make sure that wherever you have killed the most, the problem does not resurface? You have to develop that area. You have to make roads, you have to make buildings, you have to make hospitals, you have to make schools now, and the development as and when it will keep on coming, there Maoist problem will become unpopular. The people will start hating Maoist because they will know it. That is anti-development. And the Maoist will also like to come in the mainstream. I have handled the insurgency both in Kokrajhar and Bogaigaon of Ulfa and also of Bodo militants. I realized it. Though you cannot eliminate completely, but you can eliminate it to a manageable level if you are focused. And your focus is, one, your operation has to be well coordinated, intelligence has to be up to the mark, and second thing is also at the same time carry out the development. That is the main reason as to why the people have now become Maoists. It is mean dissatisfaction, and if you reduce the gap between poor and rich and also give them that opportunity to develop, I think that's the key word. I am sure it's going to happen and it make a difference. The government of the day, both state government as well as the central government, their approach is well focused and they are moving on the right direction. I am sure this problem we will able to resolve to a manageable level. Uday.
Yes, you know, and it's not just Vicky Nanjappa, you know, the cadres, but successfully the leaders of the cadres, you know, senior operatives have also been neutralized. That's the real shot in the arm for the security forces, because that, you know, makes sure that they don't regroup, they don't re-strategize, because their leaders have been eliminated.
That's right. You know, the recent killings have shown us that, you know, these are big ticket killings. You know, that what tends to happen is, because a couple of months back, you know, there was a thing like, the problem is, you know, the foot soldiers who are there on the ground, they're just, you know, forcibly recruited. So they are not ideologically connected to the movement. So they're just moving around. So when you have these big ticket killings, you know, where the ideological mentor is killed or he surrenders, that automatically, you know, acts as a deterrent against, you know, future recruitment, or, you know, there's no morale left in anyone to fight. So as I said, that on the ground, that ideology is slowly dying out there. Whoever is fighting is either fighting, you know, out of fear or, you know, for the sake of some remuneration. So, you know, that we see it as a positive. And this is a great thing, you know, killing the top leaders is very, very important. You know, like, I mean, if you see the problem in Jammu Kashmir of, you know, in the case of the Hizbul Mujahideen, when all those top commanders, they started falling, the Hizbul Mujahideen started becoming very weak, so that, you know, Pakistan had to introduce a resistance front, you know, a proxy of the Lashkar-e-Taiba out there. Similarly, I see this also going down and down. I mean, it may not be completely eliminated here and there, it may linger on, but you should also make sure that the top commanders are targeted first. If there are surrenders, welcome that also, but keep a close watch. And also don't let them, you know, cross over borders. Also, that is also very, very important, because they do this, you know, Andhra to Chhattisgarh, these places. That will make it a little tricky. So keep the pressure on all the Naxal affected areas and continue to target the top commanders. Then there shouldn't be any doubt why the problem should not end after that.
Okay. You know, BL Vora, coming back to you at this point, BL Vora, you know, with the elimination, of course, of, you know, Basavaraju, who, of course, was the General Secretary of the CPI Maoist, the elimination of, you know, individuals like, of course, Prayag Manjhi as well, who's again carried a very big bounty, Chalapathi, many others by our security forces, that of course has in fact led others to start surrendering their arms as well, and also allowed these cadres not to have time to regroup or re-strategize, but be left in a complete shock because their top commanders, the people who used to be giving them the instructions, they have been neutralized by forces successfully in the recent few weeks.
This definitely makes a lot of difference. As Vicky Nanjappa also said, if senior cadres are eliminated, naturally, it weakens the movement. But I'll go back to, I say it has to be multi-pronged strategy. I'll go back to first. First is give them back their social rights, forest rights, economical rights, which they were enjoying for thousands of years in those areas. This is one. Two, maintain pressure on these guys to contain violence. That is very, very important. Third, on the ideology front also, there should be a lot of fight. Fourth, very crucial, one of the factors which was responsible for failure earlier was non-coordination among the state governments. They belong to different political ideologies also, the state governments at times. They had different ideas. Somebody said, talk to them. The political landscape of India has also helped, let me tell you, in favor of NDA, if I may say it openly. Now, all these factors, they have contributed. And I think this should not be neglected anymore. Now everybody is cooperating. And central government has a very, very strong presence in all respects. So whatever has achieved success must continue for another decade at least, so that this matter ends once and for all. Uday.
Yes, Dr. P.K. Mishra, let's quickly start getting now last comments. What is needed to carry on this momentum? What should the priorities be now in the days and weeks ahead? Because this is a very crucial time.
Yes, Uday, I can well tell you that we were operating in. I remember when Charu Majumdar's group, the operational commander, Bora Sarkar, was apprehended by the undersigned when I was SP Nadia. And completely Naxalites of Charu Majumdar group, they were totally silenced and Bengal went absolutely Naxal free. But here I can well tell you, here we were operating in Abusmar, Dandakaranya and Saranda. We are going and operating and coming back. Look at now, we are having more than 280 forward operating bases inside these oils. And now every operating base is going to have a helipad, and our evacuation of casualty and logistical operations will be through helicopters. It has already been planned. And I can well tell you the helibound operation. First police helibound operation was used in Operation Black Forest in KGH. That's really thanks to our police, the security men, the way they were trained for a helibound operation. So development of this type of operations, going inside, having more operating bases in all these areas of Dandakaranya, Abusmar and Saranda, and that also development of the area. It is not only Chhattisgarh. Jharkhand should come up, Odisha should come up, Telangana should come up, Andhra should come up. Gadchiroli is also coming up. We had a lot of success in Gadchiroli. But I am very sure now they cannot attack any police forces because they are weak now. But yet, Hidma is there. Hidma escaped from KGH through a small group. He has escaped. But we have to be careful. They will only plant improvised explosive devices because Basavaraju has trained more than 200 to 300 Naxalites how to use IEDs and how to plant IEDs and how to prepare IEDs. So that is the only thing we have to be very careful in our operations, because I am very sure they will be hitting us, hitting security forces with this technique, with this tactics. And our operation, which is going on, it is the coordinator, the back coordination between all the paramilitary forces and STF, DRG. Look at it. The DRG and Cobra and STF, they are the same boys and girls from that tribal area only. They know the terrain. They know how the Naxalites will behave, their modus operandi. And the best part of it, now those tribals in the villages, not a single informer is there. Naxalites informer are available. They know that they have no future with Naxalites. Now we are getting a lot of field intelligence. That is the best part of it, and we should keep on targeting them where Hedima is there. Another 2 or 3 headmen are there. Otherwise, if they go on, they will definitely vanish. Whether it is PLFI, whether it is DSFC, whether it is JJMP, all will go. And I'm very sure after Basavaraju has gone and Pappu Lohara was also killed, we have to be very careful that 2 or 3 more leaders are there. They have to be eliminated. Yes, I agree with all the speakers. We cannot wipe it out 100%, but at least 95% Naxalism, left-wing extremists will definitely stop and go away from India. Small incidents will happen. That's no problem as such. IEDs will explode, but we have to be careful. And in those areas, this ROP system, which was already there, road opening party system should be always avoided. We were hit badly when road opening parties were withdrawn and they used to attack us, they used to ambush us. That is what has happened with B.C. Sukla's case when he was killed. So everything happened in Chhattisgarh. That was about when ROP was being withdrawn. So there is no system of ROP. It's not required. We have to dominate it in a tactical way, not just deploying men on the roadside. Yes, that is the way we have to do it. With that, development of the area and welfare of tribals.
Absolutely. Clearly, of course, the momentum has been built up. We cannot be complacent. We have to continue this. And we certainly hope that that dream will be realized next year, as the Home Minister of India has said. On that note, we're going to slip into a short break. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us on this discussion. Much more coming up on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to Newsx.